Hey, 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 welcome back to the Golden Heartland channel. And I have another amazing Fiber Folks video. I'm here with Karolyn Knoll. Hey, Karolyn.
Hi.
I'm so glad. So Karolyn is like alpaca lady extraordinaire and so passionate about alpacas. I met Karolyn a couple of years ago and I am so impressed with what she is doing. She is all in on the alpaca thing. So tell us about you, Karolyn. Tell us your story. How did you find when was the first time you saw an alpaca?
First time I ever saw an alpaca was in 2017. I originally got into fiber arts in high school, and then everything just kind of sat for a while, how things kind of go. And I decided to start knitting. I learned how to knit, and I decided, you got to get some really good yarn if you're going to knit, right? So
Right.
I went to this fiber festival. Can you believe that?
That's how it starts. You went to a fiber festival and oh no.
Yeah, I was at this fiber festival in Iowa in Winterset, and in March, and I was coming back from there on Highway 92, and there's this sign that says alpaca store. And I'm like, I don't know what an alpaca store is, but I've got to check this out. And I go in the store, and the owners are very nice and they're really cool. And I'm looking at maybe buying some socks or trying something out. And then they say to me, well, do you want to go see the animals? And I'm like, I can? And they're like, yeah, you can go into the pen with them. And I'm like, what? I'm
Oh
a
my
farm kid.
gosh.
Like, I'm all
Oh my
about
gosh.
this. And so then I spent the next 4 hours basically sitting and talking with them about alpacas and basically sitting right next to an alpaca.
First
And
time you've ever been around an
yeah,
alpaca and you were hooked.
and I was hooked. I'm like, this is amazing. I need to learn more about this. I want to know more.
Right.
And from there, I kind of in 2017 in the fall, I launched a small textile company called Textiles by Karolyn.
And so you have
And
let me pop your
oh
website up
yeah,
here in
tell
case
me.
anybody wants to catch it. So Textiles by Karolyn
Yeah. And so
is your company now.
it's my company now. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I am a fiber artist, and some of the things that I carry, I make. So I do custom ponchos for people that are looking for those. I really love to utilize alpaca fiber because it makes them so warm.
Mhm.
So many lovely colors and
How
natural
many colors
fibers.
do alpacas come in?
So I think 16 are recognized
Right.
by the Alpaca Owners Association here in the U.S. However, I think there are 22, and I think that's how many the Incas originally had, where they got it to 22 colors or even beyond
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool that we still have that many colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, it is
again,
crazy. So the other thing that so I know when you and I met, one of the things that you make that were dryer balls. That you have your own unique method on making dryer balls,
I
right?
have my own unique method of making dryer balls.
That allow from is that one?
Yes,
Uh-huh. And for anybody watching this, it's like, what the heck is a dryer ball? What is a dryer ball?
a dryer ball replaces your dryer sheets in your dryer. Alpaca fiber is super cool where it's a hollow fiber. So all of that moisture that really comes off clothing, basically the alpaca fiber holds it. And so basically ups the humidity in your dryer, which then cuts down that static.
That's really cool.
And they last for about 2 years. And yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they come all different kinds of colors, and it doesn't
Right?
come
At
on your
least
clothing.
16, right?
Yeah, exactly. At least 16. Yeah, whatever I can get my hands on. But I mean, I'll make these for farm comes to me and wants me to make dryer balls for them. I'll do that. Uh,
Right.
I'm
Right.
making for a wholesaler here in Des Moines
Mhm.
Mercantile. I make dryer balls for them.
And you've gotten very involved in the alpaca industry. Now you don't have your own farm and you don't own your own animals, right?
Correct. Correct.
Right?
Yes.
You're a city girl in that respect.
Yeah, in that respect, I'm a city girl, even though I actually live on my great grandparents' farmstead currently. So that's kind of
Right.
fun. But no animals, it's just not in the cards right now.
But but there's something unique about you in that you get your hands on alpacas quite often. What are you doing there?
So I have so that farm I originally visited, Rusty Star Alpacas, back in 2017.
Right.
I kept coming back and I made friends with them because they were not as much into the fiber arts as I was. So I started making dryer bells for them. I'm there almost monthly doing public outreach for people, doing the education aspect, as well as even showing them how alpaca fleeces are judged. And that's currently what I'm working on, is becoming an alpaca fiber judge.
An alpaca. So, what is an alpaca fiber judge?
An alpaca fiber judge is the first level of alpaca judging that someone like myself can get into if you don't have animals and you're going to come in to it from that way, in that
Right.
respect.
Right.
So what an alpaca fiber or fleece judge does is we judge just the fleece that's on the animal. We don't look at any conformation stuff whatsoever. We don't get to that point till you go into the what I call the second tier, where you're getting into the halter judging.
Mm-hmm.
The fleece. So, for example, I could be asked to judge a walking fleece show. So that would be an animal walking up to me, but I'm not looking at any of the rest of the animal. I'm just looking at basically what we call the blanket,
Okay.
the back of the animal. And we have
Okay.
certain points where we will pull fiber from and look at it basically on a sleeve. And we've got different characteristics that we're looking at,
Right.
and judging off what we know.
So I love this because what it speaks to is in the alpaca industry, in the fiber world, there's places for everybody, right? You don't have to
Absolutely.
be like, oh, I'm going to have a big ranch and I'm going to have 150 animals and be a rancher. That's great, but you can get really involved. I think it's fascinating that the alpaca industry is open to, you don't have to own an animal to be a judge. You have to know.
No,
And it's interesting how you can just tell when you talk how knowledgeable you are about this, how passionate you are. These are like, alpaca is your thing.
it is totally my thing.
Because to be an alpaca judge does not, you don't do like a 10-hour online course, right? What do
No.
you have to do? Tell us some more
Yes.
about that.
So let me tell you a little bit more about that. So when I first started getting interesting, saying, I think I really want to try to be an alpaca judge. So I actually talked to one of the judges that I knew at my local show, and he's like, okay, these are the things that you're probably going to have to do. If you think you can stand on concrete for 10 hours, think you can be freezing cold and still be able to feel fiber, if you think you can get through all these things,
Right.
reach out to Margie Alt, at AOA. And, she got me in touch with the guidelines of, okay, about animals, how many
Right.
years have you been touching fiber? Have your hands-on experience? How many fleeces have you touched?
Right.
How many shows you have to volunteer out in different roles.
Right.
And you get past all of that, you basically still go through an interview process. You
Wow.
write up write up your resume, and you submit that to a panel, and they see if you're going to really, okay, how is this person going to, be respectful and basically cause, great impact to the alpaca industry, in
Nice.
a very positive way.
Right.
What can we, what can we do to further help? And lo and behold, I am an apprentice, and I passed that part of the,
Nice.
I passed that part of it.
So
And
how many alpacas did you have to, how many fleeces and alpacas did you have to touch in order to get to where you are right now?
so I had to have 4 years of hands-on experience. I think I'm remembering it was 3 or 4 years. And
Right.
then you had to have, in your volunteering process, you had to have touched 500 fleeces.
500, right?
500 fleeces. And so once you get into, and you pass your interview process, and you get into, and you pass your testing, and you get into
Right.
the program and become an apprentice like me,
Yeah.
then you have a next level that you do, and you do apprenticeships. So I've now, next week, I'll be doing my 4th apprenticeship in a walking
Wow.
fleece at the Des
Right.
Moines show with Arturo. And
Wow.
so that will be absolutely fabulous. it's a very interesting thing. So we basically judge alongside. The judge will still be doing all their judging.
Uh-huh. And
And
then you
then
just
they
judge
basically,
alongside them.
yeah, and we basically do where they'll put us through testing, and then we'll be talking to the owners about their animals. And to me, it's just
So cool.
exciting.
So
I'm
so
so
you go to
excited.
an alpaca fest, you go to a fiber festival, and next thing you know, you're touching 500 alpacas. And if that's not enough, because I want to make sure we hit the rest of it, this isn't enough of your life, right?
Right.
There's this other little thing that you do
Yeah.
that's coming up in November,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because this wasn't enough work for you to have the textile business and be touching, and you have a full-time gig job
Yeah.
wise too, right?
Yes, I do.
So
Yes.
tell me what's happening on November 19th and 20th.
So November 19th and 20th, I'm hosting a fiber festival in Des Moines. I decided that, through doing the alpaca industry and becoming the alpaca judge, I wanted to do more to support fiber artists, especially if they have their own animals in their own farms, especially if they're alpaca. So that's one of the things that I'm looking for when I'm jurying, and I'm looking for people to get in as vendors. So it's going to be fantastic. We have about 30 vendors. We're going to have classes. We've got some wonderful teachers lined up.
Right.
It's just going to be an awesome 2 days.
So this is the second year that you've done it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And where exactly is it located? So where
So
it's in Iowa.
yeah, it's in Iowa. It's at I could call it a retired school, historical school, Franklin Junior High. So it's basically on Franklin Avenue,
In what city?
480, Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines. Okay.
Yeah, Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
The address is 4801 Franklin Avenue.
Okay. And this website that I dropped a link to the website, and I'll drop that also in the description of this video, but that has all the information on how to get there. It's free to come in. Do I have to pay to come in?
The Saturday it's $5 to get in. Sunday it's free.
Okay.
And we're going to be offering for people who want to sign up for classes, you will get in free to the festival this year.
Awesome.
Is extra incentive to come.
So,
and we may have some goodies for the first, 40 to 50 people that come through the door. So
nice. So there'll be some really cool stuff. So what are some of the cool classes that you're going to have? Because this is classes, and it's not just classes, it's shopping too.
Yeah.
Right? The really cool fiber stuff. What have you got? If I come, what do I get to see?
There's gonna be a lot of handmade finished goods, as well as yarns and rovings people have from their farms. Just some unique, amazing items. So if you want to, kick off your Christmas shopping early for something unique for somebody, this is going to be the place to come and do that. A lot of items that are made out of alpaca you wouldn't necessarily be able to find at a store. It's just amazing. It's really about a celebration of artists and items that are basically from farm to fiber to finished product.
Nice.
It's in the classes. There's going to be some classes that are right there that you don't even need to sign up for in advance.
So give me an example of a class that I don't have to sign up for, that I can just show up and take on Saturday.
Yes. So there's one where you can make a felted flower with needle felting. Yes. And you basically have some beautiful color roving and a rock and a felting needle, and either Kay or Sally will show you how to do that for a very low cost. Yeah. And they've got a couple other projects too that they've got available. And
so you're going to have, so I heard you say Sally. So is this the amazing Sally Brandon?
Yes, this is
the we just did an interview on our channel with Sally Brandon last month. And so this is fiber people, and it's not just people from Des Moines, right?
Yes.
So your vendors and instructors are coming from other states as well.
Exactly. Yes, from the Midwest. Yeah. Like Hill Creek, yarn and fiber will be there, and Bex will be teaching continuous strand weaving, so we're going to be offering that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I go to the website that I have here, the threadsandfiberfestival.square.site, I'll be able to see what all the classes are, see
Yes.
who the vendors are.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we've got everything updated in there. There's a tab this year just for classes, so you can kind of scroll through
Nice.
any
Nice.
questions at all. There's a contact us section. I'll get back to you as
Fabulous.
quick as I can, because this is kind of a one-woman show.
I was gonna say, yeah. This is when you say you're hosting it, it's you were basically coordinating the whole thing on this.
Yeah,
right?
I'm coordinating. Okay. Yep, I'm coordinating the whole thing. So, yep, putting out all the advertisements and promo stuff and everything, along with everything else I do.
So last question. Will I be able to buy a dryer ball?
I will have my booth set up this year, so yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so there will be dryer balls available if you've never heard of that. So you will be there with your booth. You'll also be there coordinating the whole thing. In between 500. Oh my gosh. So we've got fiber artist, alpaca judge, festival organizer, and that's just the things we had time to hit on today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all alpaca all the time. Right. I love it. Right. So the alpaca lady, people used to call me the alpaca lady. I'm going to hand that mantle over to you. Karolyn is the official alpaca lady extraordinaire. Thank you so much, Karolyn, for being here. Guys, if you are anywhere near driving distance from Des Moines, November 19th and 20th, make sure you make time. It's the Threads and Fiber Festival. We can find you on Facebook too, I'm assuming. Find you on social media. Connect with Karolyn at Textiles by Karolyn, and find out how going to a fiber festival can change your life.
Yes, it can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karolyn, and we will talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.